Welcome to Driveway DIY, where we bring the shop to you. Today, we're going to show you how to replace a valve cover gasket. Alright, today we're going to replace a leaky valve cover gasket. First, we're going to remove this cover. Here's our valve cover. So this valve cover is composite. It goes from here all the way back here, down here, around, and over here. Things we have to remove: the ignition coils, the PCV valve port, and the wire harness rail right here for the ignition coil. First, we're going to take a towel and we're going to clean the tops of each ignition coil. We're just going to write 1, 2, 3, and 4. That way we know the correct order. This is just a safety thing, just to make sure we get them all in the right place. So we've got a 10 millimeter. We're just going to remove each bolt. Make sure you save the bolts. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to remove the bolts for the wire rail. Then we're going to go ahead and gently lift up on each injector. We'll pull this out as an assembly. Then we have this port. We're just going to clamp this down, slide it over, and then pop this off. Same over here on the PCV port. Pull that clamp off, remove the hose. Then you need to remove these wire strain reliefs. These clips often break. There is a tool that will remove these, but we don't have one, so we're just going to go ahead and pop this off. We'll replace it with a zip tie. Remove this wire out of the way. Then we can get to all the bolts. Now we're going to go ahead and lift up. We're just going to pry up on the back. Now we should be able to just lift up and separate the valve cover from the engine. There we go. Remove the old gasket. So this uses a silicone gasket. This has a ridge that fits inside this groove all the way around and in these areas. Then this one has a flat side that seals up against the cylinder head. So we're going to start here by putting this first one in the groove. This one for the bolt. And then just keep on going all down the line. And we're going to push all of these in to make sure that they are seated. Sometimes you'll have to rotate them to get them to line up. And then continue to the outside and just feed the gasket into the lip. Go ahead and take a clean paper towel and wipe the edge off. Then we take the valve cover. We're going to go ahead and drop it back in place carefully. And we're just going to take each bolt, stick them in, and get them started by hand. So I'm going to use a speed wrench just to make this a little bit faster. But what we're going to do is first we're going to snug up the 4 center bolts, starting in the middle, and then we'll go back and forth. Then we will start in the center around the perimeter, and we will do this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and so forth all the way around. We've got our socket here. We're going to go ahead and torque these down by hand. I'm just going to tighten these down to where they feel snug. Now we're going to replace the PCV line. Do the same on this side. Then we're going to grab our ignition coils and we're going to bring those back in. Drop each one into position. Then we will reinstall the ignition coil bolts. You do not want to over tighten these. It will crack your valve cover if you have a composite valve cover like this one. Then reinstall your cover. That's all there is to changing a valve cover gasket. Find all the parts you need to get the job done at ebaymotors.com.